That doesn't work either when your mic is muted. Okay, starting over. Welcome, everyone, to our Wednesday night live. We're here every Wednesday at 6 p.m. to talk about some interesting topics related to energy, longevity, what's going on the planet, how your ascension can be elevated. And so, those would be all the reasons you would want to follow, like, subscribe, share this channel. And especially if you're an advanced healer, there are a lot of things going on the planet, and a lot of things that used to work before just aren't working anymore. And so we help you address some of those things. And so tonight, here are some of the things I wanted to talk about. I wanted to give you an energy update. We have some exciting new developments that happened this week that are very exciting. We also are going to be talking about how to use an avatar, which is a very helpful tool on how to create a better outcome, and a couple of fun subjects about pheromones and about unicorns. So let's get started. First, I wanted to talk about giving you an energetic update. We had a really amazing breakthrough this week with regards to the cellular light quotient. So I don't know if you know, but the system that I use that's outlined in my book, Access Your Ultimate Power, the Blueprint to Infinite Intelligence, the system that's outlined in there is meant to raise our energetic frequency. So we're not just talking about things. When I work with people and the retreats that I lead, we're actually changing the energetic frequency because things are not necessarily about doing more or working harder or getting more information. It's really about how do you access the higher dimensions, the higher frequencies where those things live, and how do you stay in those frequencies. So, one of the things that we have, the threshold that we have crossed was we have been measuring the cellular light quotient of our physiology. And because this infinity system is a living, breathing, continually evolving system that evolves and changes as we evolve and change, that this part has also been evolving. It originally started at, excuse me, it originally started when I started measuring millivolts, was about at the frequency, or we'll say the number of 70. This was based on Dr. I want to say Susan, can't think of it right now, who created the EE system, Sandra Michaels, there it is. Dr. Sandra Michaels, who invented the EE system, energy enhancement system, promoted by Jason Shirka, for those of you who know him. And this system, they claim, brings people to the cellular light quotient of between 70 and 90, which they feel is a healthy level of having your cellular light quotient. And so when I heard that, I started calibrating that light quotient, got up to 90, surpassed that. I think we went to 350 after I heard of a woman from the UK who was at that frequency. So I thought, well, why am I not there? So I discovered the blocks. We got to 350. Then shortly thereafter, it was 450. And just a couple days ago, I believe it was on Monday, today's Wednesday, we're going to say June 24th, today's June 24th. So actually, that would be right around the summer solstice. The 21st, I think, is the summer solstice. At any rate, we have now surpassed the level of infinity. And so every time we do some energetic work, it seems to bring it to a higher level. And so this is what we were doing this week. I was working with a more advanced student. And let me just back up for a second. One of the things that I heard recently was by by, I bet I should write these names down first, shouldn't I? Darn. Okay, so I'm maybe I'll save that. At any rate, he was talking about how we have an internal universe, like, and I know to the degree that we go inward is to the degree that we can go outward. So this infinity system has been taking us on an outward expansion through various layers of the aura. We broke through 100 layers of our aura. We broke through 100 rings of the creative rings that live above our head. This is all part of the energetic architecture of our energy field. So we've been basically getting further and farther out, and this is all based to the degree that we can go inward. So during this past week, I was working with a client, and I finally have really understood what that means, how we have an entire universe in us. So one of the ways that you can use avatars, so I was going to be talking about how we can use avatars. You can use it to create just about anything. But we decided to use avatars this week to go on a deeper inward journey. So the previous week, we had used avatars to clear our grounding column. Like there's a whole universe there. Creating an avatar for our permission circle. There's a whole nother universe there that has been trying to infiltrate, keep our energy field down. And so that this week we were using an avatar to clear our DNA. Wow. That was a whole universe. It took probably an hour just to clear the fifth layer, which is all about communication, right? If you don't have effective communication within all your cells and how they operate, and your DNA is part of every cell in your body, that was a massive part of just and then after that was when we reached that threshold of infinity with our light quotient. So now there are infinite possibilities available with how much light we can hold. So, what's the significance of holding more light? Like, why do we want to even have more light? Just to have shinier hair or a glowier face, skin? No. The reason we want to have and hold more light is because light equals information. The more light we're holding in every cell in our bodies, down to the granular of our DNA, the more information we have on how our body is supposed to function. Now, just yesterday, because I still am tracking my claustrum, that part of your brain that is responsible for your consciousness, that they know very little about on purpose. I did a 3-month journey on that. Maybe you've been following for a while, and so you might know that was a very explorative, informative journey where we discovered that the story around the claustrum, that it takes a journey down your spine and back up again, has only been partially true. So yesterday, our claustrum, well, I'll say mine, because a lot of you are tracking the same cycle that I'm on. And the claustrum does take a journey down your spine and back up again, but it is not a fluid. It is a frequency that gets imbued into the spinal column so that when it takes its journey, which I believe is about a week now, that's why I'm tracking it today, starting today. Well, actually, it's starting yesterday. So yesterday it got back up to the brain, was at 100%, but then it stays there. When the claustrum reaches back up to the brain where it lives, it has to regenerate back up to 100%. So yesterday it got back up to 100%. Now it has started on its journey. Around 2 o'clock today, so it's six, just after 6 now. So that's 4 hours ago. It was at the very top of our spine. And then just a couple of hours ago, it was at C4. So it's slowly descending. So I'm going to be tracking it this week to see how long it's the cycle is taking again. But the importance of this is that when it's at the back at the brain and it's at 100%, that's when you can program it. You can reprogram it for how it wants to inform your system as it's traveling down the spine and reaching all the parts of your organs and your body systems. And now that we have an infinite number of the cellular light quotient is now at infinity. That means infinite possibilities are now measurably available. So that put me in a deep nap yesterday, and as my body was integrating that. So maybe some of you have been feeling tired. So maybe this is just part of the collective energy that is also happening as we reach these higher quotients in our cellular light function. So that'd be interesting to see if some of you are also tired, and an indication that you're on an energetic upgrade. So that was one really exciting thing I wanted to share this week. While we were on this journey into our DNA, I will have to figure out a name for what this kind of a traveler is. What this kind of a person who takes this kind of a journey inward, like astronauts journey out into the cosmos, and psychonauts take a journey into their psyche with psychedelics. And we have to figure out a name for what this should be called. People who explore their internal universe into their physiology and their energy field. It's fascinating. So one of the things that we found by the way, in our DNA, this is how deep we were going, is we found we found fallen angels in our DNA. Okay, now if you want to think I'm crazy, you can swipe now or whatever. But we found fallen angels in our DNA. Some of them wanted to find the light. They wanted their wings back. I'll talk about that in just a minute. So we help them, these fallen angels, recover and reactivate their wings. And there were so many curses that were keeping these angels down. Curses like 500 curses, 500 programs. This is not unusual to find now as the dark side is amping up how they're interfering with our energy field. And even up to 1,000. This in the last couple of days, this has been a more frequent number. So this is how deep we're going now. And so the degree that we can go that far inward is the degree we can expand out into our energy field and our possibilities and our power. We're really starting to access our power now and getting our information back. So now we have access to way more information. So that'll be curious to see how you guys are going to be using your information. All right, a couple more things I want to talk about. Let's see how much time we have. Okay. One is whether or not unicorns are real. I love this because, of course, I have a horse. And because, so just follow me on this and see if this tracks for you. And maybe you'll start to agree. So those of you who know that angels are real, right? You call on them, maybe you pray for them, you've felt their effect in your life. And in the converse, demons are also very real and very true. Maybe some of you have experienced some of those. Now, these are all invisible parts of the spiritual realm. You can't see it, but you know it's real. In the past, we have also calibrated those of you who have wings. Now, many of you are earth angels here on a divine mission to help people, help the planet, help, not that the planet really needs help, but the people need help, the people on the planet. And so maybe you're an earth angel. And so in the past, we've been calibrating to what degree are people's wings. Are they open? Are they expanded? Are they activated? So this is something that can be calibrated and cleared, and you will feel the effects of that. And so just as these etheric wings are real, the etheric, meaning you can't see it, they're invisible. The ethers is part of the air, right? So you can't really see the wings, but they can be calibrated, they can be activated, and they can be measured. So I decided to apply the same principle to my horse. Is he a unicorn? I thought to myself, and I calibrated, yes. And then I started calibrating some other horses. Were they unicorns? Like, is his next door neighbor a unicorn? The answer was no. Was my daughter's horse a unicorn? The answer was yes. However, her horn, or that unihorn, is only activated 3%. So she is a unicorn, but she hasn't really stepped into her gifts, her magic. So this horn is an amplifier. It's like an antenna. It's going to amplify intuition. And so my horse is already very smart, very intuitive. He's already saved a horse's life by letting us know where there was cancer in his one eye. So he's very bright, very smart, very unicorn. And then I also wanted to find out, well, does he have those wings that you sometimes see on those mythical creatures, the Pegasus? So he does not have wings. So I'll be curious if those of you who have horses here, whether you're watching this live or maybe you view this as a recording, I'd be curious if you'd ask in the question, if your horse has wings. I haven't found any yet, so that would be an interesting discovery for me. I always love learning new things. So, whether or not unicorns are real, I believe they are. You just can't see their horn, but it's very much activated, just like our earth angels' wings are activated. So, great. I wanted to share that with you. And what else? Oh, here's a great one. So, I was talking with a friend the other day, and we were talking about pheromones. And so I thought, wow, that's interesting. Of course, I love measuring everything, right? So I thought to myself, I wonder what level my pheromones are at and what level her pheromones were at. And so we measured them, and mine was at 3%, 2 or 3%. Hers was at 2 or 3%. And so I thought to myself, well, can we raise our pheromone level? And so, yes, the answer was yes. We found the blocks, we raised the frequency. And so then I thought, well, this will be an interesting experiment to just go out into the public and see if anybody notices. Does anybody, are they reacting differently? Are they, you know, like when I think of pheromones, I think of that's a scent that people put on because they want to attract maybe a partner or something like that. So, at any rate, we parted ways. I went and did a little shopping and went and got a cappuccino at a cafe. And when I went up to the line, the cashier, young gal, says to me, "What are you wearing? You smell so good." I just had to laugh to myself because it was a hot day. I hadn't even taken a shower. And so I knew the smell good was not because of that. So she completely validated what I was able to do energetically. And so um, that's a cool thing for those of you advanced healers who are maybe looking for a hot date or to attract something. Maybe you need to check your pheromones. So that's a fun thing. All right, great. Let's see how we're doing on time. Okay, great. I want to talk about two practical ways. I want to talk about two practical ways that you can use my infinity system, which is a whole way of being able to check and discover why things might feel off in your life. Or, well, I'll give you two examples. So today I was on a webinar, an informational webinar, which is a lot of head stuff, and was getting some information. And when I was done, when I was on my way to go check on my horse, I noticed I had a hard time taking a deep breath. That's always an indication to me that there's been some kind of infiltration. Either a person is courting or AI has infiltrated or something. So I use my system on myself every day. And so I decided to check. First of all, I check in what chakra is there interference. If you know how to count, you can start at 7 and just count down backwards. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was in the root chakra because that's where my yes landed. And so then I check and see there's, maybe about 5 things. Is it spells, curses, chords, programs? It was programs. So there was about 50 of these programs in my root chakra that wanted to keep me off balance. And then once I cleared that, then I noticed there were another 50 of those boxes in the 5th layer of my aura. Now, that would be one that could be easily missed by people if they're just checking their chakras. Because it wasn't completely cleared, I continued to check. So in the 5th layer of the aura, that to me made sense because this webinar had a lot to do with how you communicate your message. Specifically, it was about retreats. And so if you're not communicating your message clearly, who a retreat is for, how it is going to create transformation for them, then it's not going to land with your clients. So that made sense about how this AI interference was trying to interfere with what I had gained on this on this webinar. So that's one way that you can or that I used it personally on myself even today. And so after I could clear those frequencies, then I could take a deep breath, and then I knew that interference was no longer affecting my field. A second way that I used my system just today was that I noticed my horse was not eating like he normally does. He had some of his food and then just went off out into the pasture, which is not his normal behavior. And so it makes me want to check on a few things. One, how's his stomach doing, or his small intestines? In this case, it was his stomach. It was only operating at about 50%. So then I go on a hunt. Well, what's causing that? Black boxes or programs at the root chakra. Cleared that, but then he started to come back, but he didn't come back all the way. So then I thought, well, let me calibrate his appetite. His appetite was very low. I think it was about 15%. So again, went on a hunt, found the energy that was interfering with his appetite until his appetite came up to 100%. And within 5 minutes, he made his way back and was eating again. So these are just some very simple ways that this infinity system can be used for just about anything. It's because it's a system, it can be just applied to a host of different things for your benefit. All right, I think I am ready now to entertain some questions. Hang on here, let's clean the glasses so we can see who's here. And thank you so much for coming today to ask questions and that you're curious about yourself and your energy field. And let's see what we have going on here. Okay, yeah, we do have quite a bit. Okay, good. And some of you who come here every week, it might be good for you to give some new people a chance to ask some questions. Great to see all of you regulars. And Conte is from the Bay Area. I likely know you, but not by your handle. So maybe let me know who you are. You were super tired on Sunday. Yeah, that could have been part of that adjustment into these higher threshold of cellular light. Sophia, great to have you here. Welcome, Sandy. And yes, oh, unicorns are real. Okay, Jill has a horse. Great. Let's see if her horse is a unicorn. I'm getting a no. Let's see if it has wings. Also, no. But I'm sure it's a great horse. So that doesn't make it invaluable or like it can't be a fun little creature to even help heal you. So that's the power benefit of horses. Sophia believes unicorns are real, and mermaids. Yes, mermaids as well. Okay, here's Nancy would like a scan on her pheromones. And then I'll tell you, let's see. Yeah, so they're only 3%. So my guess is that most people operate with their pheromones at 3%. And so, being able to attract clients, this could be part of it. Like maybe your pheromones are off. So I'll tell you where the block is, Nancy. And any of you out here, especially you advanced healers, can try this and then conduct your own experiment. I'm always experimenting. That's how you learn. So where is your block, Nancy? In the root chakra, programs, 50 in that root chakra. Yeah. And so that's usually where the interference is with any of the physiology stuff. So hopefully you can clear that and we could maybe hear some good news about your experiment. I'm looking for some new people. Well, okay, looks like there's no new people asking questions. So we'll go back. Okay, Nancy. Eleanor would like a scan. So you're not grounded, Eleanor. Those black boxes, which are usually the cause of most interference now. It used to be other things, but now they're using just these programs. And there is a loop on it. So that's the other part about these energies that they're using now is they will put a reinstalling loop so that if you find the interference and you clear it, oh, it'll just be back again. Maybe people have noticed that. Like I try to get grounded, but then it doesn't stick. So clear the reinstalling loops at your crown chakra. There's about 5 of them. And then let's see if there's booby traps. Yes, there's booby traps, about 5 in the root chakra. Now, when you clear those, that will unleash some curses. And so I know you're doing this as I'm talking. So let's see where the curses show up. 500 at the root chakra. They're designed to create fear in your field. So, yeah. And so fear comes in many flavors, many faces to fear. It doesn't have to be biting your nails kind of fear. Fear can just be designed to stop you. If it makes you tired or distracted or unmotivated, and it stops you from doing the thing that you're meant to do or that you know you should do, those are some of the faces of fear. So it's a good thing to clear all of that out. And so, Eleanor, because you are such a fast worker and you are grounded now, and your heart is also grounded. The loops are gone, booby traps gone, curses gone. Well done. So that's a great example of how quickly you can clear these things. And I didn't do anything. I just told her where the stuff was so she could clear it herself. And so, yeah, when you know that you sometimes people come to me, they already know they're not grounded, but for whatever reason, they're just kind of stuck and they need that second set of eyes. So if coming here is that, well, and that works, that's great. But if you need more help than that, and you have other things for us to work on, that's also great. All right. Here's Marianne. How do we know if we are an earth angel? Well, I could let you know. Of course, you could also muscle test. You could use a dowsing pendulum to find that out. Yes, Marianne, you are an earth angel. So that makes me want to check your wings. How activated are your wings, your etheric rings? They are 50% activated. So they're a little crumpled. If you were to go to your root chakra and clear curses, wow, okay, 500 curses are keeping your wings only partially activated. So clear these curses in your root chakra. And is there a loop? Booby traps? Nope. So that might be enough just to unfurl your wings. That would be great. Awesome. Thanks for asking. Sophia would like a scan on Nathan and your lawsuit avatar. Nathan is not grounded. He has programs in his root chakra that are causing him to lose his grounding cord. These programs are they have a lot of fear in them. And so fear is a contractor. And so when you contract your field, you often pull up your grounding cord. So that's likely what's happening with Nathan. He is a bright little light, though, and likely that's all he needs is just to get grounded. That will increase his confidence as well. It seems like that might be part of the issue of even why you're asking. Your lawsuit avatar has also lost its grounding cord. There are curses at the root chakra of the avatar. 500. There are also curses at the crown, another 500. So, yeah, considering who the lawsuit is against, I am not surprised. So, yeah, clear off all of that interference. And then also in the third layer of the aura of the avatar, there's quite a bit of fear and fury, especially around the heart chakra. So that to me also makes sense. All right, thanks for asking, Sophia. Boxes. So there's no context there, so I'm not sure what you would like to know. Boxes are, especially these black boxes, is basically information that the dark side uses. They'll plant these boxes, black boxes, at your root chakra, and it's designed to program us. So, in case you haven't discovered or know yet that we are wireless technology, we have a bioelectrical energy field, which is also known as our aura. This intercepts all of the programs that are being sent out there by the dark side. And yeah, there's a lot going on. Some people think that these data centers, there was one thing that I heard, that these data centers are opening portals and sending out demons. And don't know if that's true or not, but all of that is just designed to scare you, to make you afraid. And the one thing you need to know about demons is that we are far more powerful than any of these demons or dark energies. Why? Because we have a body. We have a body, they don't have bodies, so they have to use us. And so this is why it's really important to do the work that we do here, so you can master your energy field and not be afraid of any of this stuff. So especially you light workers need to know how to master both the light and the dark so that you can do your work, because they're going to interfere. They're trying to interfere. All right, Linda, can you please check the left side of my head, sinus, ear, jaw, anything I can clear there? Let's see. So that would be that side. Yeah, there's something actually at the top of your head and kind of on the side there. Programs, 500. It's in the third layer of your aura, so it's designed to keep you, being the fact that it's up here around your permission circle where you have your sovereignty. It's up near your crown, and it's in the third layer, so it's trying to occupy your ability to be sovereign and in your power. Yeah, so there's that. And there's cords. So right at your sixth chakra, not sure why they're so diligent with you, but another 500 cords right at your sixth chakra. And it's designed to put a lot of angry thoughts. There's a lot of fury in here, to keep those angry thoughts in your thinking, because they know that what you think about the most often for the longest duration with the greatest intensity is what you're going to create. And so if they're starting to get hungry and they need some darker energies, well, they found a great host in you so that you can amplify those angry thoughts and create them in your field. And then you're basically feeding the beast. You're providing a food source for them. So yes, clear out the programs, cords, and programs, 500. Those are at your root chakra. So they've really got you kind of like that at both ends. Yeah, I don't know if you're running your energy every day, but that would definitely be something to check in on. Use your pendulum and check in to see how you're doing. Get those internal yes or no's. Am I grounded? Yes or no. That would be helpful. All right, Kanti Krishnan. My sugar levels have always been low, and now it's 5.8. I'm pre-diabetic. Is it because of some energetic issue, cords and such? Well, that's the only thing that I'm am interested in. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical person. There's no medical information here. I don't heal anything, but I can tell you where your energy field is and what's going on maybe with some of the organs and body systems that are going to contribute to that. And then you can get a better idea of how that needs some help. So, first of all, pancreas is the organ that is responsible for your blood sugar, and your pancreas is very low, only operating at about 3%. So that would be the first place to start. And the part that governs your pancreas is part of your endocrine system. And so the master gland of that is your pituitary, which is also only at 3%. Thyroid would also be involved. That's going to govern your metabolism, also 3%. So your whole endocrine system is off. My guess is that adrenals, also only 3%. And then those sit on top of the kidneys, which govern the kidneys, which is a master elimination organ. That is also only at 3%. So my suggestion would be to come get a 30-minute session, and we can go through all of this, because while it sounds really off and really bad, and if it were to continue like this, that would not be a good thing. But I think it's much more easily remedied than you might imagine. And yeah, so I'll just give you one example. And this is likely the result of these programs which they're using. Yes, so that's part of it, and that's going to affect your pituitary. Right at your sixth chakra, there's those programs. There's 500 of them. So that's just the beginning of the ways that they're infiltrating. So that would be my suggestion, is you can go to my website. Well, actually, this thing is not there. So email support@kimberlysherry.com and ask for the link for the 30-minute session. And then you can get that and schedule a 30-minute session. And then we can bring everything up to where it can get to stasis. So everything up to 100%. And now with this infinity of the cellular light, then it's going to even be able to function that much better. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more of this going on with the dark side, because now our cellular light just went boom, like that. They're going to be fighting even harder to bring our physiology down. And you can see how easy it can be if they just put some programs out there and our field intercepts it. And yeah, it's a lot of what they're doing is like a lot. It's really affecting people in a big way. But the remedy is way easier than people imagine. And so the more people that learn how to do what I'm doing and tell other people, like, just come get a 30-minute session and then go help people. If this might be just enough to bring you into some higher levels to activate your healing abilities, which you can go out and heal more people. I mean, this is how things really need to accelerate. I believe that one of the things that's really on the verge of like a tsunami, it kind of feels like, people are sick of being isolated, and they are going to find ways to start connecting with more people. This is why you're going to find that retreats are going to be going through the roof. Like, everybody's going to be doing retreats. And it's also really important that you use your internal yes or no to discern which of these retreats is really going to move the needle for you? Which of these retreats are really valuable? Which of these retreats are just posers in their ego trying to play a part, and they may mean well, but are they really going to help you? That's really the bottom line. So um, people want to get together, and there's going to be more of that, but people also need to be more discerning about who you're making your connections with, because there's a lot of dark energies out there waiting for people who are attracted to the message and the fancy website and how things look, and they know how to reel you in. But then it's also designed to uh, dismantle your abilities and sidetrack you. And the dark side, they don't care. That's the thing. They just don't care. They're going to find whatever works. And if coming in like the dark is hiding behind the light, that's what it does. All of you religious people, and those of you who know about the Bible, that's what it talks about. The dark is hiding behind the light. And so they're going to use people who mean well, that may even have a good message, and yet the dark side is behind all of that. So, really important that you learn how to discern what's in your highest and best interest. That's why I'm always telling you to learn how to calibrate so that you can get your own answers. Like, don't even take my word for things. Calibrate for yourself. And yeah, super important. All right. I went off on a tangent there. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. You guys need to know. You guys need to know how to not get so sidetracked. Yeah, and so Conti's also saying that they don't eat sugary stuff. So yeah, it's not about what kind of sugar you eat. It's about how well your body is metabolizing and operating. And with all of these interferences, it's not going to be able to do that. I'm glad you're learning so much, Eleanor. That's great. You're a great student. Eva would like to know if she is an earth angel. I'm getting a no, but you do have a big heart. And so while you might not be an earth angel, that certainly doesn't mean you're not here to do good things on the planet. We all have different levels of how we're helping other people. So you have a very big open heart and are probably helping a lot of people that way. So it's not any kind of a negative thing if you're not an earth angel. Gigi has been feeling frustration and anger lately and can't seem to clear this. Yes, anger, 100, rage 100, fury 100. Now that's a program, just so you know. And it is there's also some chords. Let me get to this because this is a little different than usual. So you have some chords in your sixth chakra. So that's creating the angry thoughts. Okay, so this is a lot like Linda. So now we've had two of you. 500 chords at the sixth chakra. So this might be their new MO, so that they can get you to think nothing but angry, negative thoughts that are frustrating and, you just, So if they can keep you in these angry thoughts, then that's what you're going to create more of that. You're going to create more of that for them to feed on. They must be getting hungry. So yeah, take those cords out of your sixth chakra. That's really the only thing. This is how simple this stuff is. Simple but powerful. They know how to get right to some things, and they're going to keep trying different things because you won't be expecting it. Yes, you've got to finish reading my book. Okay, good. Hey, Krita. Is there anything in my field I should clear? What is my connection to Mary Magdalene? Is there anything in your field you should clear? That's a big, broad stroke. You're grounded, and Your field is running. There are some chords. Wow. Those same 500 chords right at your sixth chakra. So strike three. Okay. So now we know this is one of the new ways that they're operating with people, is putting 500 of these chords, which chords, by the way, they siphon and program all at the same time. So they've got you coming and going. And you, all three of you that asked, are all high frequency people, so and maybe that's why they're going after you guys, because they know they need to disable how you're thinking. Yeah. Okay, what's your connection to Mary Magdalene? um well, well, okay, as a spirit. Now, Mary Magdalene is a spirit, you're a spirit. You've had several lifetimes together. Five. The lifetime with Jesus was one of them. um It seems like you were, mhm, let's see, in this lifetime, this Jesus lifetime, you were more of a follower of his, and so therefore friends with her, because they shared all of that same lifetime. So, um, yeah, I could look deeper into those other lifetimes, but that's probably the one that you were the most, felt the most resonance for, was the one with Jesus. Just my guess. Okay, Linda says totally makes sense. The 500 chords, I'm guessing. Mhm. Yes, great. I'm glad you're learning so much just by me coming here and telling you things, that it's helpful, right? If you can just get a second set of eyes. Faith is on a journey to heal your sacral chakra. Where do I start? It sounds like you've already started, so that's good. Um, It seems like it is more related to sexual trauma than, say, operating from a higher degree of creative energy. So that may be the first layers of that. There are about 20 lifetimes, past lives. So that's one place that I would suggest starting. And it really only takes a few minutes. Maybe maybe that's just for me. Anyway, 20 lifetimes where you have had trauma, sexual trauma, sacral chakra trauma. Uh, and so that would actually be a really good 30-minute journey, that we could explore that, clear all of that. And even this lifetime, yes, um, starting from the age of 5. So we could clear a lot in 30 minutes just related to those pieces. If you wanted to have a shortcut on your journey, or you can, continue on your path, and it will be a much longer journey that way. But if you want a shortcut, sign up for 30 minutes, and you can always email support@kimberlysherry.com and get the link, because it's not on my website. It's not something I usually do for just people in general that happen to upon my website. It's more for people that, more of an invitation. Like, I think that you would easily benefit from a 30-minute session and go a long ways, far and fast, which you're ready for. So that 30-minute session is really not for everyone. But if I've said, yeah, that would be a good thing, take me up on it. It's a great way to go far fast. Okay, Tara, can you tell what's causing my eating disorder? You stress eat. Well, maybe eliminate stress. That seems like an obvious solution. And why are you so stressed? Guess what I'm about to tell you. Right, you don't have a grounding cord. So numero uno, energy 101 is get grounded. That's always where everyone needs to start, is get grounded. So it's interesting that you're calling it a disorder, when really it could be as simple as you're not grounded. And so I would also be careful about putting those kinds of labels on you that you have some kind of a disorder, like you're broken, there's something wrong with you. There's really nothing uh, in that sense. It is could be just as simple as you need to get grounded so that you're not so stressed out. When you have no grounding cord, there's nowhere for the sewage to go. There's nowhere for all the energy that collects in your energy field. There's nowhere for it to go. It backs up. It feels like crap. And then we try to cover it up with food. So flush the toilet with a grounding cord, put on that grounding cord, and that in and of itself will help your stress a lot. All right, we're at the top of the hour, everybody. So great to have so many of you here. Let me just see if there's another quick thing I can address here. Sophia code activations. You were told you were a light worker, Radhika. Yes, I would say that's also true. But you don't have enough confidence around it because you're not grounded. So just like Tara, I was telling her you need to get grounded. You also, Radhika, need to get grounded. And that will help you build more confidence in your root chakra and just in your body. Like it doesn't seem like you feel real comfortable in your body. You're only occupying your body about 3%. So while you might know you're a light worker, you don't feel confident in that because you're not at home. So once you can get in your body 100%, then that possibility will start to feel more real. Okay. Susan wants a scan of her kidneys, 15%. Blood tests are fine. Yeah, so kidneys, 15%, adrenals, 15, pituitary, 15, and then lymph, 15. Is this from Pure Soul? Yes. Okay, so yeah, there's a program running so that all of those are 15%. That's not normal. And that's why the doctors are not likely finding things and the tests are normal. It's because this is energetic. So this would also be a great person to do the 30-minute session and get back on track. Yeah, stop fighting with the medical people. How many cords you have attached? OGMCT. You have 5 right at your heart chakra. It's a female. You feel like you've been energetically attacked. Well, so this female, it likely is, she's got a lot of anger. So she's trying to make you feel bad about something. And so she's plugged in here, trying to pull on that and making you feel bad about yourself. So yeah, don't cut the cords, pull it out, send it back. And that will cause you to feel a lot better. How to schedule a 30-minute session. So just email support@kimberlysherry.com. And there's a QR code. You can also go to my website and put in a message there. And we'll send you the link for the 30-minute session and the way to schedule that. All right, people. So great seeing you all here. Next week, we will be doing our monthly luminary activation on, it's always the first Thursday. So it's not tomorrow, but it's in a week. And if you haven't tried it yet, I really highly encourage you to, if you're not getting grounded, having a hard time getting grounded, getting in your body, feeling inundated by all of these dark energies, just come and get a clearing. It's an hour and we go through the whole infinity system. And yeah, we'll be bringing people to the new threshold of infinity with the cellular light potion. So that could be a whole nother reason to join us. At any rate, thank you so much for being here. We'll see you all next week and keep asking my favorite question. How? How does it get better than this? There's always a better way. And then stay in that blissful question of, I wonder. All right. See you all next week. Bye bye.